And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Laugh podcast.
Yeah.
Gary's back, and we're here, and we're doing this, and here we go. Technically, you kind of look like your PFP.
So what you're saying is I look like JD Vance, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, the return to the Rock has happened. We'll go over everything that happened in those races. It was a pretty thrilling weekend, I would say. We got some silly season news, including the 2026 Hall of Fame ballot is out. We're going to go over everybody that's on the ballot this year. And then there's a new All-Star race format we're going to go over too. And then, of course, at the end, we will preview this weekend's action at Talladega. But first, Rockingham, the return to the Rock. Long anticipated. Very, very pumped that they finally went back there. So how did it go? Well, there was a lap one wreck in trucks, so that was fun. Took out Bailey Curry and Connor Mozak. Matt Crafton was having a good day until he had battery issues that took him out of the race. Rhodes had power steering issues after Ben Rhodes had power steering issues after he was running up front, took him out of the race. And then we really just saw a lot of very high speeds in the race. It was a very fast-paced track that they were going on, with it being repaved. Tire wear wasn't as big of a deal as it used to be at Rockingham. And the high banks spelt some very competitive racing all throughout. The restarts were exciting. The side-by-side three-wide action all throughout. Lots of contact, beating and banging, just like a short track style, but on a larger scale. So that was really, really exciting to see. The action only picked up in the third stage when Ty Majeski wrecked, which then the wall broke. They broke the wall. Did they not fix the wall between 2013 and now? Apparently not.
Really not.
Because the wall broke, so there's a big red flag for that. And then on the restart, the big one hit. Matt Mills, Taylor Gray, Stuart Friesen were all taken out. And there was another red flag because of that. And then the last part of the race ended up becoming fuel mileage as drivers were trying to stretch their tanks a little bit longer. It would end up being Tyler Ankrum who would hold on to break a long winless streak and finally get back to victory lane. So that was very exciting to see. A good win there. Feel good story. In front of what was a packed crowd at the truck race. It was very, very exciting to see a truck race that actually had a packed crowd in it. So that was really, really awesome. And a good race that they got treated to. And then the Xfinity race, Salas wrecked early. Kind of took himself out. Lots of loose cars. I didn't necessarily see it in the trucks, but the Xfinity series, they were sliding around a lot. Cars getting into the wall. Catherine Legg got spun by William Sawalich and collected Casey Kane. No, everybody's so hyped for Casey Kane.
Let's be honest here. Casey Kane wasn't going to win anyways.
But so yeah, that happened. Justin Bonsignor got loose in stage 2, took out Sheldon Creed. Sawalich spun to start stage 3. Which caused another chain reaction, hitting Josh Williams. Alt spun, then Bonsignor spun again, this time for good as he hit the wall and was was done for the day. So rest in peace there. Kyle Sieg went around, collected Shane Ellis, Blaine Perkins. Blaine Perkins blew a tire. He hit the wall. Daniel Dye went around, collected a big wreck, collected Josh Bilicki, and then Casey Kane again. So it's not a good return to NASCAR for him. At a track that he almost won at in his rookie year. And then again, it came down at the end of the race to another fuel mileage finish. Drivers this time, contrary to the truck race, were not as lucky with being able to stretch their tanks, and a lot of drivers got really close to or didn't end up running out of gas at the end of the race. Which caused then, the first part of it caused a big one on the restart. Taking out a lot of drivers. Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Ryan Sieg, and many others were taken out as a result of that restart. And then on the next restart, Connor Zilic went around collecting Sam Mayer because of more fuel mileage issues and also just overall general chaos at the end of the race. And then we went to overtime, and it looked like Jesse Love, who had ran a really good race all day long, made a late pass for the win to win the race. Everyone was like, yeah, Jesse Love wins. Well, nope. Jesse Love was disqualified. Ends up giving the win to Sammy Smith instead. So, pretty crazy. Sammy Smith was still at the track in the middle of the night, and they interviewed him after he was declared the winner. And it's just like, damn, what a way to win, huh? And he won the race. So, controversial, maybe. Not really. I don't think a lot of people care, but I don't think people really like the RCR Xfinity cars, so I think they're okay with this. But
pretty much,
ultimately, and there was no cup race. Remember, no cup race. It was just truck and Xfinity this weekend. This was a really good return to Rockingham, and I really hope that this track, 1, stays, 2, gets a cup date again, because it put on some great racing. The stands were packed for both races. The exciting finishes, lots of good racing, big wrecks, yes, but still some very competitive action all throughout, and 2 popular winners, I would have to say. Maybe not so much Sammy Smith. I know he's been getting in some controversy lately on his own, but definitely Tyler Ankrum, I think, was a really good, feel-good story. Broke a long winless drought. And overall, I think, a lot of people would rather maybe see the tire wear come into effect. Again, the track was repaved, so that wasn't a huge issue here. But in time, if they continue to race there, then it will become an issue. So I'd love to see them stick around. I think people would come out in droves, and it puts on some really good racing, so I think there's a case to keep it around for a long, long time. So.
Oh, yeah. There'll definitely be a race for Cup. Whether it's next year, whether it's this year, whether it's next year or whether it's a year after that, there will be a Rockingham race.
I hope so. I hope this was just a testing ground to see how it would hold up. They just got to fix the wall. That's all they got to do. They just kind of fix the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Because if a Cup car hits the wall like that, it's definitely going to get broken even more than it was in the Xfinity race. So, gotta fix that. But anyway, it was a really good return to Rockingham. Everybody was happy. So that's awesome. Good one to put in the books. So. We'll go over some of the smaller news first. big news. They are getting rid of Phoenix as the championship race. Fucking finally. Homestead will be back as the championship race starting in 2026.
Good.
Congrats NASCAR for making a change that didn't even need to happen in the first place. La-di-da. There is going to be a Garage 56 documentary about the Le Mans race. That's going to premiere June 12th on Prime Video. So I might have to give that a watch when it comes out. I probably will give it a watch when it comes out. We'll see. Also, Catherine Legg came out and said that she is facing lots of harassment and accusations of being a DEI hire after her crash at Rockingham. People. Why?
DEI is dead.
True.
It died when Dale Earnhardt passed away.
True.
And I'm not trying to be a you know what, but ever since Teresa owned it, she's been a bitch.
True. Potentially true. Probably true.
Not potentially, is true.
But here's the thing. I don't know why. Like, she has a very also I love the fucking sun glare on my head. Kind of looks like I'm an angel now. Oh. Anyway, she has a very rich racing history. She's a proven winner. A lot of these people, I think, were also saying the same things when Danica Patrick was around. But But to be honest, I don't remember it being as extreme. As like Danica never came out and said, "Yeah, I'm being harassed." She probably was. Well, she definitely was. But
I think it's just because these NASCAR guys that like watching the series don't like it that women drivers are driving.
That could be true. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, I think it's the best thing that ever happened in NASCAR. Yeah, they don't do very well sometimes, but hey, at least there's more women racing in NASCAR.
Exactly. It's all bullshit. Don't go harassing her or any driver. Okay. She's doing her best, guys. Okay. And also, Rodney Childers and Spire have unexpectedly parted ways. There's no real reason been posted as to why this happened. It kind of just happened out of the blue. Which makes me think either there was really bad relations, they booted him for poor performance, or there's a bigger controversy looming against Childers that will but we won't know what it will be probably for a little while, but pretty unexpected. Rodney Childers, I think, is a pretty well designated crew chief. He was Kevin Harvick's crew chief for a long time. Then moved over to Aspire once Harvick retired. But only the second season with Spire. It's kind of interesting that they're letting him go. But rest in peace or piss. I don't know. But let's go over the new All-Star race format. Um, it's it's not great, guys. This is all fucking completely unnecessary. All right, here we go. Let's see. So they teased the possibility of adding another competition caution between laps 101 and 220. They're upgrading it to a 250 lap race. I don't know if it was always 250 laps. I think it was always 200 since they moved it to North Wilkesboro. But now it's 250. And there might be a caution during that time, and they're calling it the promoter's caution. Basically what that is a media networks can say, oh, we want to throw more money at that, so you're gonna stop the race. What is stupid? What is sellout? What is sellout? These people are.
That's what they are, yeah.
So they didn't say when they're going to throw the caution or if they're going to throw the caution. They just said, this is the window, we might throw it, pay attention. Basically, if the racing's getting too boring, they're going to throw the caution. Or if Napa or Toyota want to throw in another ad, they'll say, yeah, throw it. Fucking stupid shit.
I'll tell you, NASCAR's going downhill.
The idea is to keep drivers and crew chiefs guessing. Okay. There's still going to be the break at lap 100 for teams to make adjustments. And then if there's an actual caution that comes out after lap 200 and they haven't thrown this promoter's caution, then they're not going to throw it. Everything else is still mostly the same. It's so stupid, though. Fucking stupid ass shit, dude. Anyway. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck the All-Star Race format. Anyway. Better news. The Hall of Fame ballot is out for 2026. So let's see. Where can I find it?
Nom.
Here we go. All right, here we go. So, class of 2026. So, the new ballot, the modern era ballot, includes Greg Biffle, Neil Bonnet, Tim Brewer, Jeff Burton, Randy Dorton, Harry Gant, Harry Hyde, and Jack Sprague. 2 new additions as well in Randy LaJoy and Kurt Busch. Okay. In the Pioneer ballot, still from last time, Ray Hendrick, Banjo Matthews, Larry Phillips, and Bob Welborn. New person added this year, Jack Elder. And then Landmark ballots, same people as last year, are Alvin Hawkins, Lessa France Kennedy, and Dr. Joe Matoli, and Les Richer, with new addition being Humpy Wheeler.
Humpy Wheeler.
I don't know how many get in. Personally, I mean, who I'd like to see get in, I think it'd be really cool to see Harry Gant get in. Neil Bonnet, that'd be cool, see him get in. But Kurt Busch is probably going to get in. He's definitely the most accomplished. He's definitely one of, not the most accomplished driver in that category. You could make a case, I guess, for Jack Sprague. He was really good in the lower series. Randy LaJoie, I think he was okay, I think. But well, I guess these people were all pretty good, at least, because they're on a Hall of Fame ballot. But I like to see him get in. But a lot of good options. There's nobody I'd really like be too mad to see get in. So yeah, I think it'll be a good ballot there. So that's all the news I had. I don't know if you had anything, Gary.
Let me take a look. I haven't been really looking at anything recently, just because I've been off. I guess there's going to be a test and tune today around 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I won't be home to hear it, so see here. Doesn't look like Corgan Oil has anything else other than the test and tune. Let's see here. Owasso. Opening night is tomorrow for Owasso.
Yay.
And, well, if you guys don't know who this guy is, you guys should look him up. Chad Finley from St. John's, Michigan. He'll be there.
Yay. Well, if we don't got anything else, we can jump into this weekend's action. Talladega. Another crazy race. Unpredictable. It's going to be Talladega. What else can you say that hasn't already been said? There's going to be the big one. There's going to be crazy racing, crazy finishes. A winner is about as hard to predict as here is really anywhere. But it's our job to do so. So I guess we don't really have a choice, huh?
Not really.
Trucks are off this weekend. It is Xfinity and Cup back in action. So who do we think is going to win the Xfinity race?
Well, I could say any name, and it'd possibly work. So, with that being said, You know, this person's been getting a lot of hate, like you said earlier. I'm going to go with Catherine Legg.
I like it.
She's going to prove those haters wrong.
Damn right, buddy. I'm going to take the boring route. I'm going to pick Austin Hill. Plate merchant. Seems to get super fucking lucky in these races. The only reason he didn't win Daytona is because he had mechanical problems. Because he was dominating that race before he had to leave that. But so I'm going to be boring because you picked the exciting pick, and I'm going to take the boring route this time. All right, and that brings up Cup. Back in action this week. Should be a lot of fun.
Tyler's pick is Kyle Busch.
Okay.
The streak will end with Kyle Busch.
Wouldn't we like that?
My pick. God damn it. Brad Keselowski. So, I'm screwed. You probably won't be screwed.
Well, Brad Keselowski's good at Talladega, so there's that.
When was the last time you won at Talladega?
I don't know.
It's probably the last time he won at Talladega was when he flipped over Carl Edwards and almost killed people.
Carl, I kills people. Carl.
Oh!
Two solid picks. Should be an exciting weekend of action. Can't wait to get down to it. But anyways, that's gonna do it though for this episode of the Live Laugh Left podcast. Stay tuned. Rather much more amazing stuff from me and Garry. Till next time. See you guys later. Goodbye.